Hello and welcome to Ready Bet Action, your one-stop shop for all things betting. Today, we are so excited to bring you some daily fantasy picks. We are focusing on college football for September 2nd, Saturday, week 1. We're excited to get this kicked off. Yes, we had week 0. Something feels even better about going to week 1. We have put together some plays for you, some suggestions that we think are really great. Stefan's going to walk us through them. So excited to get this going. Steph, how are you feeling about these picks? And what's kind of your process for kind of landing on DFS picks, just to kind of let our listeners know how we come to these conclusions?
Right. So with DFS, I pretty much assume Vegas knows a little bit more than I do. So I'm going to be attacking.
That's a fair assumption.
Right. I'm not looking at totals because that can be misleading. I like to look at team totals. So yeah, the game in Rice, Texas has a pretty high total, but the implied total for Texas is absolutely insane. Same for TCU and Colorado. TCU has an implied total of 42 points. That's 7 touchdowns. I'm going to want a piece of that action. And what I'm going to do is try to find these players whose prices are maybe lower than they should be. And I think that my value per dollar is going to be pretty high. For the sake of just letting everyone know right now, we're looking at the main slate for Saturday. So we got those 14 games that we're going to be looking on. If you are wanting to do the late slate, I might tweet out some guys I like, but I haven't even looked at that. I've been really diving deep into the main slate here. So I'm really excited. I've got, we've got 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, and 4 wide receivers that I think are priced really well, that I think can return some great value. So I'm excited to get into this. For those of you that used to read me on RotoViz, I used to break this down weekly for them. It's fun doing it in a format like this, where we can kind of talk about some of these players and just riff a little bit about what we love about DFS.
I love that. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Steph, if you want to go ahead, talk about your quarterbacks, talk about who we like at quarterback the most, and we're going to stop at the most important position on the field. Or start, I should say, at the most important position on the field. So why don't you get going?
Yeah, so for quarterback, I'll start with the most expensive play. He's my least favorite play probably on the day. We're going to go with Dillon Gabriel. He's 9,100, but Oklahoma is going against Arkansas State. And after kind of a disappointing year last year and really trying to figure out who they have at receiver outside of Jaleel Farouk, they've got a couple of really exciting freshmen. I think they're going to want to try to get those guys some looks. Well, you know who gets all the points regardless of who's catching the ball? Dillon Gabriel. I expect him to get some work done on the ground as well. So he is, if you want to spend up a little bit at quarterback, I like him a lot. My favorite play, though, at quarterback, I have him in my cash lineup. I've got him in a lot of my GPP, is Quinn Ewers. He's priced super low at 7,700. I talked to y'all last week about how Quinn Ewers is a dark horse Heisman for me. I've got that rolling already. So with those weapons against a Rice squad that just isn't going to be able to compete against Xavier Worthy's speed or Isaiah Nayer or JT Sanders, I really like to attack this game. I have a Texas player in each of these positions. You'll see a theme there pretty quick. And then Chad Morris again. I mentioned TCU.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I want to interrupt and say, if you were paying attention to earlier shows, you know that one of Stefan's pick for the Heisman is Quinn Ewers. And that was a pretty crazy value that you were giving us for Quinn. I think it was like plus 3,500.
Right.
And so when you look at early games, you talk about Heisman statistics, like these are stat padding type games for these quarterbacks, right? So like Ewers is going to go in with the mindset, a Heisman type mindset, to just rack up these points. And so that's my personal favorite out of these 3 choices. All 3 are great, but just want to reference back that we've already talked about Ewers before on this show. So go ahead with your next one.
Well, and the other thing I like about Quinn Ewers too is they don't want there to be a controversy with Arch Manning and Malik Murphy. Malik Murphy, if you've been listening to spring ball stuff and fall camp, dude looks amazing. And Arch Manning, we all know who he is. So they don't want them to come out and put up numbers against Rice. So Quinn Ewers, I think, is going to be in there for quite a while. Chad Morris, again, implied total in that TCU game is is 42 points. I like him because he's cheap. He's 6,900. You can't find a starting quarterback for quite that cheap. So I love using Chad Morris in the Superflex this week. Let's move on to running backs, where I'm going in order of price. I like Braylon Allen, running back, Wisconsin. They've got a new offense in place. Offensive coordinator from the North Carolina Tar Heels is moving over to Wisconsin. Don't expect Wisconsin to be the same pound it right down your throat 600 times a game. They're going to be throwing the ball more. Well, why am I suggesting Braylon Allen then? Well, Longo likes to throw it to the running backs. We remember what Javonte Williams and Michael Carter did in that offense, both putting up 1,000-yard seasons and all-purpose yards. So I like Braylon Allen. He's going to have over 100 yards rushing. He's going to have a couple of catches, and he'll probably have 2 touchdowns. Quinshon Judkins just got done being the freshman running back of the year, broke SEC records. Dude is incredible. This Ole Miss running back coming into his sophomore year, chip on his shoulder always because he was not recruited very highly. 6,600 is a steal. I like him a lot. Amani Bailey, you might be wondering who that is. That's TCU's running back. Again, attacking these games with these high totals. I do expect them to run the ball a lot. I'm a little nervous about him because they do have Trey Sanders there, the transfer from Alabama. But I do think Bailey gets the first shot. And again, it's a cheap price, 5,400. Same with these next 2 guys. They're right at that 5,000 mark. Jonathan Brooks, everyone's talking about CJ Baxter out in Texas. Bijan, we know, is gone. Jonathan Brooks is actually the starting running back for the Longhorns, and he is not priced like it. I want a piece of that against Rice. Again, I have no problem going Quinn Ewers and Jonathan Brooks because when you're scoring 42 to 50 points, I just want pieces of that offense. Finally, Noah Whittington plays for my Oregon Ducks. Quack, quack right here.
Oh, man.
He is their backup running back, but if you have watched Oregon like I have, you know they cycle through their running backs quite a lot. So while Bucky Irving might get the first look and will get the first look and will also have a productive day, he's 6,100. Still love him a lot too. But Noah Whittington at $5,000 just feels like a smash to me. So I like to get some exposure against a Portland State team that really doesn't stand a chance against Oregon. Any thoughts on those running backs, Eric?
We love Judkins. Love him. Absolutely love it. Loved watching that guy last year. So excited what he's going to do, like up in the NFL. Like, love Judkins. I love the Bailey pick. Look, I'm a CU fan. It hurts me to say, TCU is going to be up, right? And if you saw the last episode, I'm picking CU to cover 20.5, but I still don't think it's going to be close, which means that like TCU is going to have an opportunity to run the ball. So I love the Bailey pick. Who knows what CU's D line even looks like? I think it's great. I think it's great.
And the reason, I'm not betting the CU TCU game at all tomorrow because I just don't know what to expect. Other than I expect TCU to be able to put up points at some point in that game. I want that. I could totally see any outcome. I wouldn't be surprised if CU gets blown out. I wouldn't be surprised if CU pulls out a win. But I do want a piece of that game. And I think getting some of these skilled players from TCU is a way to do it just because they're priced so low. I think Bailey is priced the same as Travis Hunter, and we don't know how much offense Travis Hunter will be playing. So I like to attack it this way. Let's finally look at the wide receiver position. I've got 4 for you here. Xavier Worthy, the starting wide receiver, the star wide receiver for the Texas Longhorns, only 6,600. He's cheaper than a lot of the other names out there. If you can squeeze Harrison or Ibuka or Franklin or any of these dudes in your lineup, please do. But at 6,600, Xavier Worthy is a great way to get some of this UT Rice game. I also really like Squirrel White. He's a transfer that is headed over to Tennessee. He is going to be playing in that Jalen Hyatt role. If you remember Jalen Hyatt from the Alabama game last year for Tennessee, you remember a lot of deep scores. That's what Squirrel White brings. Dude is fast. He's small, but he's fast, and he will put up some points. Barian Brown is the next guy. He is the main man for Kentucky. He's kind of a do-it-all guy from Tennessee. That's where he went to high school. Now he's at Kentucky. Me and Travis, we've nicknamed him First-Round Brown because we do believe he will be a first-round pick in the NFL. The dude is talented. Finally, Caleb Brown used to play wide receiver for Ohio State University, former 4 or 5-star recruit, awesome athlete. But that's such a crazy receiving room. You've got all those dudes that I just mentioned, and they just brought in 4 more 5 stars. Caleb Brown transferred out to Iowa. Now, you and and I talked about this a couple days ago, Eric. Iowa has told Ferentz that if they don't score an average of 25 points a game, he will not be employed next year. So against Utah State, this is the exact opportunity to put up as many points as you can, because when you're getting into those Big Ten rock fights in the winter, you're not going to be able to put up points. So get them now while you can, and go ahead and attach your wagon to Caleb Brown, because he's going to bring you to the finish line.
That is great. I love all of those picks. I'm excited to see how our lineups do this weekend. Stefan and I love to tag team this stuff together. I would encourage you to find some friends, build some lineups together. It's a lot of fun to follow college football this way. Really excited for it. Just a quick reminder, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Steph, one more time, if you could just read through real quickly a quick recap of quarterback, running back, wide receivers you like, and we will get this wrapped up.
Yeah, so at quarterback, I'm going to be looking here at my other screen. By the way, Eric is in the pitch dark because he is in Fort Worth getting ready for the TCU game. But yeah, here is my recap for DFS for September 2nd, the main slate. My quarterbacks that I like are Quinn Ewers, Chad Morris, and Dylan Gabriel. At running back, I like Jonathan Brooks, Amari Bailey, Quinshawn Judkins, Braylon Adams, and Jordan Whittington. At wide receiver, I like Xavier Worthy, Barian Brown, Squirrel White, and Caleb Brown, wide receiver for Iowa.
I love it. Let's go make some money this weekend, everybody. We got NFL next week. Let's go cash in at college football. Excited to see you all here at the end of this weekend, and we will tell you how we did.
See y'all.